I'm going to give you a very brief overview of Interlace Commons and what we do so that we can get to our discussion. Thanks for the intro. Here we go. Interlace Commons, you can see the mission statement as written. Basically, we want to help people plan and plant agroforestry practices, both in their sort of modern forms, but also with openness to more ancient forms, kind of the long history that Dr. Conway was talking about earlier. So we focus on, in that second part, field projects, education, and research throughout the Northeast. This is a brief list of our design process, which if you're familiar with natural resource planning, looks familiar. We emphasize the farm narrative and goals articulation as a place where people can define, are we growing trees for a crop, or are we growing trees for shade? And that guides our design process going on. We do the resource inventory and site assessment, come up with a concept plan, bat some ideas around, and then come up with a final planting plan, which then leads us to an implementation management plan. A key point here is someone earlier mentioned, you can't just say, there's 50 kinds of trees and all kinds of arrangements you can plant them in. What do you want, right? And I'm getting more, the more I do this work, the more excited I am about articulating constraints as a helpful piece of design. If your equipment needs 50-foot spacing between the trees, you can't consider any spacing closer than 50 feet. Great, that decision is made. So we try to systematize that kind of thing. Next slide, please. One of the big pieces of work that we do is this cooperative agreement with Vermont NRCS, where we train their staff in agroforestry practices, and we train farms and come up with plans for them. And we're also working on recommendations to update the practice standards and payment scenarios to reflect, to better reflect the actual, the true cost of planting trees. Because it's hard to be motivated for a 90 cent per tree payment. Next slide, please. Other work that we've done in the training realm is collaborate with Savannah Institute and ASD to create these online courses, which you can see if you go to learnagroforestry.com/professionals. You can get to those. A couple of them are free and a couple of them cost some money. And so we do other trainings. We work under 4, 5, or 6 different grant programs. So there's always a training depending on where we are and who we're working with. Next slide. We've got 2 upcoming books sometime soon. One is a manual about tree fodder and tree hay, kind of summarizing the systems from around the world and making recommendations for how to make those systems work here in the US. And then a manual for alley cropping. Next slide. Oh, great. I also want to plug in a slide that I missed. Interlace put out a report called Up from the Roots, which focuses on racial equity and racial justice within agroforestry work. I recommend it. It's on the website, interlacecommons.org/research, I think. And it's basically with the target audience of organizations promoting or facilitating agroforestry. How do we also bring a racial justice lens to this work that often doesn't emphasize that? So follow us on Instagram.